Yes, this is me in school. I think this is for my yearbook in year 9 or 10, I can't remember. Um, yeah, I think that was a good day. You see, I'm smiling, happy. I grew up in Hackney, and I was always big for my age, so it would be the older guys in school that would, sort of do the name calling, the punching, the kicking. In primary school, I used to use my middle name, which is Ikichuku. At the time, being young in the area, that's a name that people used to make fun of. Obviously, it comes from Nigerian heritage, so it's been passed down to me from my family, and it's something that I'm proud of now. But in school, where you have people picking on it, it's like I wish I could have had a different name or something like that. In secondary school, it was more sort of name calling and physical. But outside of actual schools where like most of the majority of the bullying happened, and the area that I grew up in was kind of rough back at those days. So the walks home, getting chased. So I remember sometimes making myself sick so that I would go home before the end of school, get taken away by my parents or put into a different place to avoid having to see people on the way home. Obviously, we're all so big. The advice always was, just defend yourself, so on and so forth. But when you get into school, you're told no fighting, no whatever, just speak to the teachers. But after a while, there's only so many times I thought I could go to the teachers and say, this is what's happening, as well as being threatened by, the kids of, attacking me after school, etc. And I feel like it's sort of, these are attacks on who you are. But at the time, I wasn't self-assured, I wasn't confident within myself. So I kind of took on the stuff people were saying. So I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was overweight and I lacked a bit of self-confidence. So it'd be days where, I'd be in changing rooms for PE and I wasn't very good at sports in school. And, I'd wait for everyone else to finish getting changed before I, took off my clothes and got changed, because there'd be name calling. And I remember a few times, fat, other various words. That kind of affects your confidence, I feel, because you have to, hear stuff about your weight. And at the time, I didn't know anything about nutrition, about training. And also, I just remember, my alone time, I had no idea how to lose weight. I was young, didn't know about bodies and so on and so forth. So I remember even just being in the bathroom sometimes trying to pull the fat off, but obviously that's not going to work. But so I was kind of just in no man's land where I was big, didn't know how to lose the weight. I wasn't good at football, basketball, even though I was tall. No, just wasn't athletic, but I'd had like a fight in school. Like I'd had several, but there was one in particular, and there was a boxer in my school at the time who saw the fight and he just came up to me afterwards. He's like, "You keep saying you're gonna lose weight. You keep saying this, that, and other. You can't keep having fights in school. Maybe come down to the boxing gym. You'll lose weight there." And I went for the first boxing session, and it took me by surprise, and I loved it straight away because it really did start boosting my confidence. But also with the boxing gym, there were so many different types of people there, so I got to connect with people I wouldn't get to connect with on a normal day. Where in school, everyone's the same age, same demographic. But when you get to a boxing gym, you have to communicate and get along with so many different types of people. So that sort of helped my interactions with people. And then as well as losing weight. So, I wasn't big, so people couldn't call me big. And just even being confident within myself, knowing, what, I am strong, I am fit, I'm healthy. I think bullying is something that shouldn't be looked at lightly. Although a lot of it happens when you're younger, a lot of it can stay with you. If you're not able to break free and become confident within yourself, that lack of self-esteem can carry through into later life with work, with relationships. I think anti-bullying ambassadors would have been really helpful. Because it would show that it's a problem that a lot of people have to go through. So I might not have felt so alone at the time. And also just having good, solid advice of people who've either been through it or understand the dynamic of it. Because I feel like a little bit of knowledge would have made me feel a little bit more at peace with everything that's going on. I think my main tips for people either going through bullying or anything like that is always be self-assured. No matter what anyone says, it's about how you feel about yourself. And a lot of times people are projecting their own insecurities on you. So don't take on other people's insecurities. Just believe in yourself. And whether or not, you're big, you're small, tall, short, whatever it is, if you back yourself, people will eventually learn to love you if you learn to love yourself. In the UK, 10 million children are going back to school this September. Over half of them will be affected by bullying. You can change that by helping us to train an anti-bullying ambassador in every school. Head to backtoschool.antibullyingpro.com to find out more. This campaign is powered by the Diana Award.